Hello, let's turn that on because I don't think I had that on. And then if I put you guys there, how's that? That better? No, I don't like that either. Oof. I am so not good at figuring out. There we go. That's better. Okay. I am not good at figuring this setup out ahead of time. Although, to be fairly honest, you might even be able to tell. I woke up from a nap like half an hour ago. So I was a little discombobulated. Does anybody else nap? Like, I'm not a good napper. If I nap, I'm out, like out, and I wake up discombobulated, and like my whole rest of the day is kind of like a weird situation. Well, thank you for joining in. This is day 16 of the Tour de France. So I am doing day 16 live spin with me. Although I don't know that I'm actually. Hi, Faraday. How are you? I don't know if I'm actually going to be doing any spinning while we chat today because uh, I definitely. Hi, Tina. Yeah, I didn't used to be a napper, and I'm not usually a napper, but sometimes it just overtakes me. I was going to, I am going to spin later, but yesterday I spun this. I spun the whole thing yesterday. And it is so beautiful and squishy and everything. I mean, it's a 1-3 fractal. It's the Bryce Canyon colorway from Fossil Fibers. It's an 8515 Polworth silk. Thank you, Tina. I am very, very pleased with how this spin came out. And I just need to wash it. Uh, but it is. Thank you, Shea Bear. Um, and it's so. Oh man, I'm gonna find this is one of those skeins that you spin and you're like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with you, but whatever it is, it's got to be the perfect thing, whatever that might be. So I think a colorwork cowl of some sort would be really nice with that because I know I don't have a lot of yardage. I haven't counted it, but it's pretty. I would say it's probably somewhere in the bigger than Aaron kind of category. If you're joining in, don't forget to say hi. Let me know where you're coming from, what you're working on. Um, I have I have been I'm so close to finishing this, which is all made out of my hand spun. So sorry, I just hit my little Bluetooth thingy. For anybody that's curious that I've been wearing this is a Bluetooth adapter for my hearing aids. So it acts as a speaker to my hearing aids as well as a microphone. So it's hooked up to my devices, and this is how I can listen to things do phone calls, but also listen to things like YouTubes and videos and stuff like that, music. So that's what this is. Um, but I've been working on this. This is the Boneyard Shawl by Stephen West. It's an old design. And it is completely out of handspun. The yellow is Florida Cracker that I dyed with dandelions from my yard. So you can see how, well, maybe you can't see the lighting, and I do apologize. The lighting in here is atrocious. But yeah, you can kind of see this. These top sections are all like a lighter color. Though that Florida Cracker was dyed with dandelion roots, which can give like a pinky color, and then the rest was dyed with dandelion leaves and flowers. Um, and gave a really nice. It's not coming through that well because it's so rainy and gross here that there is no like the natural light is not enough at all. And Faraday, I wanted to show you this because you were asking about the Gulf Coast native that you got. Um, and Gulf Coast native and Florida cracker are closely related, although I believe from when the Fleece and Fiber source book was first published, at that point in time, Florida cracker sheep were lumped in with Gulf Coast native, and they have since found that I believe that they are a genetically distinct breed. Um, but the Florida cracker, it 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 has such a bounce to it. It's incredible. And because the Gulf Coast native and the Florida cracker are so similar, I have a feeling that that might be something that does come into play with the Gulf Coast native as well. Like this is so stretchy, and so elastic, and so I mean, it's depending on how your sensitivity is. It'll depend on how soft it feels to you. But I would definitely give the Gulf Coast native a shot with spinning and finishing it. Give it a wash and a snap and all that, and see what you think. Um, because I was also somewhat hesitant my first time working with it, and I find it to be quite delightful in terms of the yarn that it has produced. Um, so yellow was the Florida cracker. This the the contrasting color is all one skein that I had spun from a braid of from Jillian Eve. It's a I think it was autumn autumn leaves or something. A walk in an autumn walk maybe is was the name of the colorway. It was my first time attempting to do a chain chain ply. I think it was a chain ply. It was a three ply of some sort, whether it was chain or not. But this is, yeah, this is what's left of that, which is just this dark, deep brown one color. And that's not going to be quite enough to finish the last color repeat or color contrast repeat. So I do have these two that I can pop in. I don't know which one I'll do. There's one that's more colorful, but more chaotically colorful. And then there's this one that's just more muted, colorful, and overall brown, which I think whoop, tends to go better. It will provide a better continuity with this one. We shall see. So that's what I've been working on. Um, Faraday, you're not that sensitive, but you got to the point in life where Alaska in January can be a bit too tropical. Don't wear many sweaters, cows, or hats. Noted, noted. Um, I think it would make for great socks, or mitts or things like that, where you want the memory so that things will set, but also strength. It is a hard yarn. Gulf Coast native part of what the that you can wear. See, yeah, perfect. Um, Yeah, you could actually probably blend it with that some of that Valet's Scottish blackface too, because I know that one was weird. I had some Scottish blackface cross uh, Valet's wool in my shop, and it really is a hairy long wool, and it is like a durable, zero elasticity, and it is going to be durable, and it's going to do those things that those durable, strong yarns do. Um, but that's not necessarily to say that it's going to be like a pleasantly soft, squishy thing. I know it feels like a plant fiber, and it's funny because even the um, the Fleece and Fiber source book says that the Valais feels, or the Scottish blackface feels like linen. So you are not wrong. You are not wrong. Um, Tina, California sitting over 100 today. You don't wear them there that much either. Yeah. I mean, we are in the midst of a very big rainstorm. There's tornado watches. You know, we have the AC on so that the inside of the house isn't like soup because it's so wet. Everything is wet. Um, but yeah, I'm in Rhode Island, so I get all the seasons, which I don't mind. Um, this, however, is going to be my next spin. This is also from Jillian Eve. This is the Dragonfly colorway, and I have two skeins of it, and it is blue face luster. So I I really liked the way the 1-3 fractal came out, and I feel like I might want to try that again. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't fully decided. Did I do that the wrong? I did it the wrong way. I do it. I always undo these things the wrong way. It's like I just don't. There we go. Um, Inevitably, I start undoing the braid at the wrong end. Anybody else do that? Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to fractal this too. I feel like a one-trick pony if all I want to do is fractal, but right now I don't care. I'm really enjoying it. This has that same like deep green blue that this other skein did. Oh, beautiful. So anyway, I am very much so looking forward to this. I do think I want to make this a little bit of a thinner weight. So for this one I just did long draw. I didn't care at all what the weight of it was. Um, this one though, I think because I have 8 ounces, I know I can get some good yardage out of it. So I think I want it to be a 3-ply, or I'm sorry, a 2-ply fractal. Yeah. But that means I also want to make it thin. So, which I don't necessarily know how to do yet with long draw. Like, I know how to long draw and I know how to spin thin, but haven't done them together. So it'll all be an experiment. So for the 1-3 fractal, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a braid, I'm going to find the center split like that, and split the whole thing lengthwise. Colleen, what's the fiber you got here? This is Blue Face Luster. It's the Dragonfly colorway from Jillian Eve, and I'm gonna do a 1-3 fractal with it. Because I did a 1-3 fractal with this one, and it's freaking gorgeous, and I love it. I love it. Um, so I'll split this. This is the first half. And let me see, am I going to start with the dark green or the light green? Which one am I going to start with? I don't know. Yes. Yes, BFL. I'm very excited. You know what? I'll start with the light green. So when I do a fractal, I do split and then I knot the end that I'm not starting with on each split so that I remember. And when I'm grabbing things, I'm not like, just getting all willy nilly with stuff. Um, Not that willy nilly is bad, but I mean, a fractal does follow a sort of recipe of sorts, I guess, right? Like, I don't know what you call it, but that's what it is. Oh, and for those of you that were here a few days ago, I found this that I got, cross stitch kit. I got it from Walmart, but I'm excited to kind of start on this. Uh, it's the Dimensions flower mason jar. I don't know. It looks really cute. I think it'll be cute here in my craft room. Tina, you rebraid them and put a stitch marker at the butt end. I don't know how to rebraid. I'm not a fiber dyer, so like I never have to braid fiber, and I don't know. I know the theory. I know I could like crochet chain it the way that these are, but yeah, I'm no good at it. No good. All right, so now I'm going to split the second half into three and make three skinny strips. So take the second half and look for the natural splits in the roving, because there usually are a couple. And then I'll just rip it down that way. So what's everybody up to? It's Sunday afternoon. It's July, middle of July. We're looking at what's today? Today's the 16th, and we go until the 23rd for Tour de Fleece, right? Is that what it is? I think that's what it is. Yeah, so we've got another week. How's everybody's Tour de Fleece goals or challenges? Have you learned anything? Tell me about it. I'm very curious. Colleen, you just learned fly on the fly with Mark. You used Oh yeah, I fell asleep. So I didn't make it into the fly on the fly lesson with Mark. He's such a good teacher. For those of you that don't know, Mark is one of the members of Jillian Eve's Discord, and he is a good teacher. And hey, Evie! Mark is such a good teacher. He in the Jillian Eve Discord, we do kind of like a member lesson where if a member has a particular skill that they want to talk about, share about, or answer questions for other members, then we do a live chat with them. And so Mark he did one on hand sewing that I attended that I just absolutely loved, and it helped me to figure out more about how to do the basics of hand sewing. So that was fun. And I missed it because I fell asleep and I took a nap this afternoon. I have For those that don't know, I used to be a power lifter, like lifting very heavy weights before 2020, let's say. And I have finally been able to get back to the gym to do that again. And powerlifting is a very strenuous activity, and it's making me tired. um, but it was also very good for my body, and it helps like grip strength and hand strength also. So I it was a good workout this morning, and so I was tired. Plus with the rain, tornado watches and stuff were just it was yeah, it was good. It was a good nap. Well needed nap. So I'm going to take my other braid of the dragonfly fiber from you, Evie, and I'm going to do what am I doing? Oh, Paula, hi. I'm so glad to see you. And Colleen, you need to do more shoulder work. It's true. Like, you know, doing all these exercises and stuff and mobility and strength, the benefits that come from it, especially for my spinning and my you know, like my work washing fleece can be labor intensive and requires moving heavy wet wool. So it make your gains. Yes. Uh, I do like making gains. I'm not gonna lie. I am I do like making gains. Um, but what I'm really excited about is, having the ability to do more fiber crafts. Like, this is gonna sound so weird, right? Like, getting stronger muscles and better mobility, and then, just being able to do my crafts with less pain. That makes me very excited. um oh, if this is my time tomorrow, you'll be there. It's only 11 for you, Paula. You know what, the thing is, I never know. I never know what time I'm going to be doing this, because it absolutely depends on all the other people who live in this house that aren't me. And so I make no promises, but I will certainly try. I will certainly try. So for those that are just joining in, I am splitting this braid of Dragonfly from Jillian Eve. It's a BFL, and I'm splitting it for a 1-3 fractal. So I've got my one. I swear I split 3. Where'd it go? Did I? Did I not do that? So it's supposed to be 1 big nest and then 3 little ones, but I've only got 2 little ones, so I have to figure out what the heck I did with it. Anybody else see what I did with it? Or is it still on the floor, not having been, yeah, it's still on the floor, not having been wound up yet. See, this is my process. I'm just making a mess. All right, so this will be the third thing. But, and don't forget, guys, if you don't mind, if you feel so inclined, give it a bit of a thumbs up, follow, share, I don't know, all those things. So we can have more people join in on these and have fun with us. This feels really thick. You know what? It's okay. It's fine. It is fine. So, these aren't my go-to colors, and you're excited to see me. Yeah, but the thing is, like, they're not my go-to colors, but I was so drawn to these. I actually ordered one, and then it came in, and the next time I placed an order, I put another one in my cart. And I probably would have kept doing that if they hadn't been sold out. But I think that this is going to make like such an awesome addition to something. So, yeah, I know I should see. This is why Evie's the professional and I am not. Weigh it if I need to check. Yes, I do have my little scale. I have a scale here and I have a scale in my shop that I always use. 0.9, 0.7, 1. I definitely didn't split that very well, but it is fairly split the way it's supposed to be. You need to dye more. You've got plenty going on, Evie. I don't think you need to dye anything else right now unless you want to. So, yeah. Shea Bear, you think the 1-3 fractal will be great? I do too. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a really beautiful showcase of this colorway. And then, like, it's going to go in something really beautifully moody. And because it is moody, you know? Like, dragonflies are. They're like, you know, like a bumblebee has a certain sort of feeling about it, you know. A butterfly has a certain feeling about it. A wasp has a certain feeling about it. A dragonfly does too. All right. Um, so what is everybody? Hi, hi, Bryn. Right now I am splitting a braid of dragonfly colorway BFL from Evie. I'm splitting it to do a 1-3 fractal spin. And I do believe this will actually be my last large spin of Tour de Fleece because I have 8 ounces of it. And then after that, it'll just be kind of like some odds and ends that I have left to spin. You know, I've got a week, so we'll get into it. Evie, you're counting strands of extra fine silk right now. So yeah, enough going on. I can't with that. Like I can with those extra fine spins you've had to do. They are just um that is a lot of that is a lot. Like you know, I'm not a technical spinner and I don't profess to ever think I will be one, but like good lord, the fineness on those is nuts. Shopping in Walmart for pantyhose for a wedding. I don't think anyone would. It's so weird, right? I had to get pantyhose for something, and yeah, it was so hard to find pantyhose. So I don't think I did wear it. I know they have to have some. They do. It's just not like it used to be when I was younger. Um, yeah. I mean, I don't like them, so it's not something I miss anyway. No hose, but everyone in leggings. It's hard to find. Yeah, yeah. I mean, although I could still find tights for like my daughters, which I don't know why. Like, who wants to put tights on angry little children? It's no fun. No fun at all. So I didn't. I cut them up and I used them as supports for stuff I was growing in my garden a couple of years ago. I had cantaloupe and some melons, and I just put them in pantyhose slings, and it worked fantastic. Um, so yeah, what are we looking at? So I've got this all split up. I am very pleased with how Tour de Fleece has been going. It's been a very fun experience for me. Very, what on earth do I have going on here? That is a future Manda problem. Work well for making felted soap. Well, oh, the pantyhose do? I've never made felted soaps. I always see them and think they look pretty, but I haven't made any. Okay. Go. Um, Sorry, not sure what that was. Okay. Oh, and Faraday, that Romney that you got, that Romney is nice. I'm sure I have a sample skein somewhere here that I spun of that, but I can't. I would have to get up and look for it, and I don't know. But yeah, that Romney is so nice. Like Romney is one of those fibers that it's like it just feels dependable and like I don't know. It feels like that fiber that is just going to always do what you need it to do. And it's going to make things stronger and it's just it's nice. It's a nice fiber and I'm glad you're enjoying that. And I think I did put some baby doll Southdown up in the shop recently as well, and that is I have not spun that yet, but that one felt really nice. Um, Super fun to clean up. So, and then for anybody that does like to process their own fleece, I don't know if they're going to be putting listings up every day this week, but Castle Hill Farms. Yeah, I think it's Castle Hill Farms. They're doing a 2023 clearance on raw fleeces, and they're going to keep adding new um, listings every day. So I have gotten stuff from them before, and I really like it. And their descriptions on their website of the fleeces are very, very detailed. So it's a really nice. It's a really I like them as a vendor, so you know, I would totally check that out. They are on Instagram as well. They post pictures. They're so for anybody that does like to process their own raw fleece, it's there. I'll share my one of my sources with you, which I will always share the sources because I don't think anybody should keep them to themselves, um, in my opinion. Uh, yeah, that kind of attitude about it, like I don't want to let you know where I buy my stuff because I don't want it to not be there for me and stuff. Like, it's okay. There's going to be other places. Not everybody will buy from the place that you want. So, you know, like when I have good sources, I'm going to share them because I am not the only person that likes to process their own wool, and I will process it for other people. And when I find a good source, like I can't buy all the fleeces, so other people should get their hands on it if they can, especially if somebody's doing like a deep, a big discount. Like 50% off is like a lot for anyone on this side of the pond. World of World in the UK is running different 20% off sales. I think this week is Dyed Moving. Yeah, Paula, we have people that in the Discord that keep talking about that. A few people in Evie's Discord talking about their sales every day. Colleen, unless they only have one sheep, there's always more. Yes, exactly, exactly. Um, and I am the type of spinner at this point that I really like trying new things, new fleeces, new breeds, new farmers. Um, I There's no reason why one the farmers shouldn't be making, excuse me, money off of their fleeces, and if they're willing to sell them and ship them, like go for it. The exploration part of it is really really big for me. Um, Tina, you've been missing my live streams because of the time difference and made it today, but never fails when I watch a live. Everyone wants to sit and talk to me. Yeah, I have to, if I want to try to watch somebody's live stream, I can't, like, I definitely have to make it known that I am busy. um, so yeah, back to the farmer thing, and the other thing to check into for those of you who like to process fleece, if you don't mind getting your hands into it and having it be a longer process, go into your local, if you're on Facebook, go into your local like hobby farmer group on Facebook or whatever you may have and put up a post. If anybody has raw fleece that they don't know what to do with, don't, whatever, I'll take it off your hands. Like that's a thing. Oh, they know. Shea Bear, you just had to kick the baby and the hubs out, and here they come again. Faraday, yours are just so dirty. Oh, your fleeces? Well, yeah, I mean they're gonna be dirty. Like, but you know, it's okay. Want me to wash them for you? I it's a really cool way also to develop those relationships with your local farmers who maybe don't. Oh, dang it! I'm not supposed to be doing this color. Oh, did I get all the way? I definitely got almost halfway, didn't I? Did I get halfway? No, I didn't. Oh, okay. I'm really not that far. Okay, I gotta think back now. Anyway, um, you got 7,000 yards per pound of silk in the spin. The wool talk is getting you through it. Good, good. Oh my gosh, is that is nuts. How many miles is that? Does somebody math? Does somebody math? Because I don't know how to math that. But like that is, woo, that's ridiculous. I like my mind is blown right now. Um, whoa. That's over 1.5 miles. That's what I thought. Thank you, Colleen. um, so yeah, I highly suggest that if you like to process your own fleece or you want to see what kind of fleece there is local to you and you want to have somebody else process it, like myself or somebody else closer to you, you can, there's other people who do this, I promise. I'm not trying to be greedy here. Um, so you can always, just put the word out, just ask, and you will find somebody who has fleece that you want to work with and that doesn't know what to do with it. You may find a couple things that you don't want to work with at all, but oh, hi Pierre. Will I be your grandma? The other ladies denied you. No. Let me see. How do I? Bye, Pierre. I don't think that's appropriate. Silly, silly. Um. Anyway. Um. So where was I? Stop knitting that. You're unknitting it. So yeah, I've gotten Shetland fleeces, and some other fleeces that way too that were really like a lot of heavy VM. But have I found a fleece or type of sheep I don't want to work with? I haven't. I haven't. There are fleeces I've found that I know I would have to work with it in a very specific way. Um, just because they're, like a hair sheep or, um, I got a fleece that is so full of VM, but it's beautiful. The only way I'm going to be able to work with it is if I comb it. It's a Rambouillet Columbia cross, and it is so beautiful, but it is also just so full of VM. Um, so there's like people talk about having, their line of what they won't deal with. I haven't necessarily found that yet. Um, so I'm sure I will. I had a patch of a bad run of fleeces in the spring where I had one whole fleece. I had to just the whole thing just got composted. It was cotted, matted. It was 10 pounds, but 5 pounds of it was poop. There was a literal freaking branch in it. Um, like I knew it was not a great fleece, but it was so cheap that I was like, well, let me see what this is all about. lesson learned. Lesson learned. You know, another one of the fleeces I got in that span of time had yolk staining, but the fleece is fine. Like it still spins up really nice, and the fibers were strong. It wasn't weak at all. So that one wasn't a total loss. And then there was one again that I was able to process a small amount out, but the shepherd that had sent it to me was new to selling fleece, and it was just so full of burrs and not skirted well, and so I salvaged some, but I really couldn't do much with it. Like those are the kinds of things that eh, like, yeah, that's the kind of stuff I don't really necessarily want to work with. But in terms of a breed, nah. I mean, so far they've all had something to offer and some sort of interesting side to them that I found fun. Yolk staining can be pretty. It can be like the. Oh, I think that skein is drying somewhere. The yolk staining actually in the sample skein I spun was it was like this really like light creamy buttery color. Really not bad at all. So it wasn't something that I was like, oh, this is a loss. Um, like staining doesn't bother me because you can almost always dye over a stain. Like there's some marking pens and markers and sprays or whatever, and yeah, the branch, right? Like a literal freaking branch in this fleece. Not like a little twig. It was it was just like, why didn't you pull this out? Um, Colleen, people are strange. Yeah, yeah, they are. Very. Um, Tina, your intro was 25 Suffolk sheep's worth of wool unskirted and laying in the barn where the sheep were walking all over it. Well, I suppose you know, I feel like that's a better intro for somebody who is persistent than a beautifully, like, completely, like, coated, um, well skirted fleece, because then that sets your expectations so high. Oh my God, what is this weird? Stop it. Who are you weird people? Um, I don't know how to get rid of that. And you still wanted to continue, right? I mean, that's the thing, Tina, is like the I find it all fun. Like that whole no fleece left behind idea, or you know, like I like working with it all. All right, Evie, I'll make you a mod because it's like, what is? I'm not used to there being people who want to. There we go. Thanks, Evie. I'm not used to that. Sad thing is you lost 90 that wool to moths. We hit the big time. We got trolls. Yeah, I suppose that's one way to look at it. I mean, oh God, people are so weird. They are so weird. Troll achievement unlocked. I mean, you know what? That's a positive spin. I'm gonna take it. I'll roll with it. I'll run with it. That sounds good. That sounds good. um, well, I'm sorry you lost that to moths, Tina. That sucks. That really does suck. I've got so many cedar blocks in my craft room. It's a lot. It's definitely a lot. Um, and part of my goal for stashing down, not only my commercial yarn, but getting my commercial yarn to a point where I can stash down my hand spun yarn, is that I won't have so much wool sitting around not being I won't have so much wool sitting around not being used. How is the dye jar getting some sun? Yes and no. Like there's rained so much here lately that the sun hasn't necessarily been a huge thing lately. So I'm probably gonna leave it for like at least a week. I'm gonna see what the weather brings over the next couple days and make a decision then. Um, but it is but it is it is getting darker. It looks darker. Like I don't know if putting the alum mordant on the yarn is interacting with the coreopsis dye color, and that's making it turn darker. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping it'll be pretty. So it's like because I did this yellow with dandelions from my yard last year, and it's such a pretty, like it's not a bright yellow. Actually, I have here. I'm coming right back. I'm coming right back. I'm not going anywhere. Real. Um, all right. This is a yellow I got from marigolds out of my garden last year. You know, and it's just so cool to know that and have that and to do that. So it's like I got two different tones of yellow from two different flowers, which it's not coming through very well because of the lighting in here right now. But yeah, you have marigolds going in yours right now. Yeah, that's right. I did see that. So like I have this deep golden, like fall time honeyish almost yellow, and then I have this nice bright vibrant yellow just from flowers in my yard that were growing that I would like they're just it's so cool. I love it. And Evie, you have some woad, right, going? Is that what you have, woad? I think you have woad in your yard. you know I just love all of it. I think it's fun. So but woad and weld, I knew you had something else. So I think, in following the idea of Maine Walden Hente, the YouTuber that has like her beautiful garden where she just is everything is dye stuff and it just pops up whatever. When that happens, like I want to follow that model. Like I'm gonna put some plants in that I know will do dye plants, but I also want to work with what I have too. I don't, I share my space with a man who grew up on Long Island, and messy, un curated landscaping is not his jam. So my not curated gardens are all in their own little spots around the yard. Um, so we're trying. Is knitting a rare skill to have nowadays? No, no, it's not. It's my I don't think it's rare. Knitting isn't rare. I just think it's a lot of people do it at home, but I mean I do it out in public. But thank you, Evie. Anti-dandelion propaganda. Yes. Uh, yeah, I had to tell him like we're not like explaining about the dandelions and Nomo May and all of that. And, you know, we're working together here. Like we are a team. Hi, Carol, you made it. Yeah, I know this is a long one today. I'm already going. I got like 10 more minutes, and then I'm gonna have to go because I think hubby's making well, he's making chicken parm for him and the kids, and I'm having like a gluten-free something or other. So, but yeah, I'm glad you made it, Carol. What are you working on? Um, Yeah, so where was I? Where was I? Um, I've got the avocado skins and pits in my freezer. I've got black hollyhocks, other coreopsis. I have indigo growing, but like I keep checking the leaves to see if they turn blue and they're not yet. And I'm like, do they turn blue only when they're ready for harvesting? Or do I just not actually have indigo? It looks like indigo when I look up the plant. Um, Trying to think of what else I have out there. Oh, I have madder root, but that I'm not going to start harvesting that for another couple of years. I'm going to let it do its thing so I can get some serious good color out of it. Plus, in a couple of years, my kiddos, well, my younger one will be in school, and I will have more time and ability to go to my shop and do some of these dyeing experiments where it's not, using my kitchen and having them around. And so, because don't get me wrong, the Kool-Aid dyeing has been fun and I've enjoyed experimenting with my kids with the Kool-Aid dyeing. However, I have not been able to have the time to like try to mix the Kool-Aid, the food coloring and Kool-Aid colors to be more like what suits me, what I like. So they're very bright. um, which I don't mind the bright, but these are like I want to tone them down a little bit. Although I wonder if you know what? I bet if I did it on gray wool, that would work too. I think that would work. Break a tip off a leaf, mush it up, and if it dries blue, you'll know it has the indigo in it. Okay. See, I was like mushing it up like just as it was, and then sitting there for a couple seconds holding it, and it's not blue. You're weaving on a band on a ankle loom. Ooh, very nice. There's been a lot of ankle loom stuff lately. What smells so good, Carol? Dandelions. Is that what you're? Um, So yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see what kind of colors I can get from my yard, from natural resources that are around. Um, and as I pare down and stash down what I have of wool, whether commercial and or hand spun, it's going to allow me to not have to worry so much about the critters, but also to really focus on and deep dive on. Oh, yes, the Kool-Aid dyeing smells good. It does. It does. It really does. It's like, oh, my whole house smells like, blue raspberry lemonade. um, and I'll be able to focus more on the dyeing with the natural colors because I do think that kind of, you know, I like that. But then I also like I'm a Gemini, so and I don't necessarily hold a lot of I don't know, a lot of stuff with astrological signs being super accurate in terms of like they're going to tell you everything you need to know about yourself. But I'm a Gemini and we are notoriously like have two sides of what we like and there are certainly times when I feel that where I'm like, "Man, I really like naturals, neutrals, all that. And then I end up buying like things like this that are decidedly very different. Or like this, you know, like just different. Your dandelion's color was weak, but you overdyed with geranium and rose and got a beautiful golden rust color. Oh, that sounds pretty. Now, for the rose, did you use the rose petals or did you use like leaves and stems as well? How did you do that? And same with geranium. Was it do you just use the petals? I'm curious. I really want to get that like natural red from madder and see what I can get out of that. Um, I just I'm interested. I think it's fun. to play with, not to I like to break rules and not be precise. So we'll see how that works out for me. um, but yeah, I don't. I'm laughing at myself because I think my marker moved. Um, I'm laughing at myself because as I'm saying the stuff about liking neutrals and all that stuff. Like I have this fabric for my next pair of pants, which is also wow. I must have an affinity for yellow that I didn't necessarily realize. Interesting. Interesting. Red rose petals and red geranium flowers. But really, you really think most of the color came from one specifically? You have over 21 varieties of geraniums. Oh my goodness. I bet your yard is lovely with all your colors and geraniums and flowers and stuff. And you're in California, so you probably I mean, is it all just growing all the time? All just beautiful? You don't just have like what looks like dead sticks coming out of the ground in the winter months like we do here in New England. Everything's looks bleak and like frozen. Ah, I bet that's beautiful, Tina. Um, I have a knot in this, and then I'm gonna have to join in. I'm gonna have to ball this up so I can finish this off. Um, I should put this on a skein winder, is what I should do, and I'm gonna do. I will do that, but I'll do that after. Uh, so yeah, I'm at the point where I'm adding in the last color row on this from all my hand spun, and then after that it's just a garter ridge border, and then this is done. And I will have worked through four and a half skeins of hand spun, which makes me very happy. You think you have over 6 different scented varieties? Man, I bet it smells beautiful there too. My parents are down in Florida and they always have like beautiful, beautiful looking, smelling things down there. So thanks, Evie. Yeah, I'm happy to have more yarn out of stash in a thing that I like that I wanted. I did pare down again the commercial yarns that I have. I did a destash. I sent a lot of yarns to Kit Kat Yarn Crafts. She's on Instagram. She's a charity crocheter. So I really don't have a lot of commercial yarns left to deal with. And yeah, today's video from Mine Wolden, her popular. Oh, thank you, Evie. Yes, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up, share, like, whatever, that would be awesome. But I have one last thought, and then it will be time for me to go. Maine Walden, Hente, she had on her Tour de Fleece vlog today that like she was doing hot takes, spicy takes and stuff, and fantastic dance moves to accompany those. But she also had a popular opinion, and that is that handspun feels better to work with than commercial. And I know not everybody's going to agree with that, but I found there was a huge shift for me when I went to a fiber festival a few months ago, and like I had zero interest in the commercial spun yarns. It just did not hold any sway for me at all. I was just kind of like, whatever, where's your fleece? Which I was really surprised at. I didn't know or think that that was going to happen, you know. So if you have any thoughts on that, go ahead when this video comes up. When it gets on the replay. Uh, make a comment. Let me know what you think about that. You know, are you a spinner that has found yourself drifting away from commercial spun yarns, or not at all? They both have their place. Um, you know, are you a dyer that has, you know, moved away from commercially dyed yarns and things? Tina, you get that, and you've only been spinning since last August. Yeah, I mean, I've been spinning for a few years, couple 2 years now, um, maybe 3 years. I honestly don't remember. Um, got to be 2 years. And it was just, I did not expect that shift, and it came, and I was just like, oh, okay. In one way, this saves me money, and then in other ways, it does not save me space because I'm buying pounds and pounds of wool. But that is not a bad problem to have. And with that, folks, thank you so much to everybody for joining in. I really enjoy these chats, and I probably will consider continuing to do something like this at least once a month on my channel after Tour de Fleece is over. And I may consider doing something like this for the month of December leading up to Christmas. We shall see. But again, thank you very much. Like, subscribe, all those things, and I will be back here tomorrow at some point. Um, oh, thanks, Shea Bear. I appreciate that. All right. Bye, folks. I'll see you tomorrow.